This is absolutely unbelievable, Cowboys Nation, because today we're diving into a fully imagined entertainment-only alternate universe scenario, so wild, so explosive, so franchise-altering that if it ever actually happened in real life, the entire NFL landscape would shatter into a million pieces, sports talk shows would melt down, and fans across the world would be racing to their phones in complete disbelief. Because in this fictional breakdown, we are talking about the Dallas Cowboys pulling the trigger on the biggest, boldest, most financially insane quarterback trade in the history of professional football. The Cowboys acquiring none other than Shedeur Sanders, yes, Coach Prime's son, the electric, charismatic, hyper-talented quarterback who has captivated the entire football world. In a completely imagined blockbuster deal worth a jaw-dropping, eye-popping, history-rewriting $300 million, guaranteed, locked in, sealed, delivered, and accompanied by a mountain of draft picks, superstars, marketing incentives, and enough hype to power a T&T stadium for the next decade. Just sit back and imagine waking up one morning, grabbing your phone, wiping your eyes, and suddenly seeing a breaking alert. COWBOYSTRADEEFORSHEDERSANDERSGRAAAINAI. The world for a second, because nobody, not even the wildest Cowboys fan, would have believed it was possible. Yet in this hypothetical world, Jerry Jones has stormed into the league office like a man possessed, slammed his signature cowboy hat onto the table, and declared that he is done waiting. Done hoping, done living in the shadow of past seasons. He is ready to build a dynasty around the most electrifying young quarterback prospect of an entire generation. Picture social media immediately exploding into chaos, Cowboys fans screaming, rival fans panicking, influencers making 30 videos per hour, ESPN and every sports channel scrambling to react, analysts arguing at the top of their lungs about whether Dallas has lost its mind or has just changed NFL history forever, and every single sports personality trying to wrap their head around the fact that Shedeur Sanders, already one of the biggest names in college football in this fictional scenario, is now being thrust onto the biggest stage in all of sports, the star-covered battlefield of the Dallas Cowboys. And imagine the terms of this trade, which in our fictional universe, Jerry Jones has approved, with a grin: 3 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, a major defensive star, and a contract so massive that it nearly breaks the calculator. 7 years, $300 million guaranteed, with another $80 million in incentives, making him not only the face of the franchise, but the biggest financial investment in Cowboys history, the biggest swing Jerry Jones has ever taken, even bigger than the Shell Walker trade that rebuilt the Cowboys 3 decades ago. The magnitude of this hypothetical move would be so intense that it would send shockwaves through every single locker room across the NFL. The Eagles would be sweating buckets. The Niners would be rewriting their defensive schemes overnight. The Giants and Commanders would be in full panic mode, and every team in the AFC would suddenly realize that the balance of power in the league has just done a seismic shift. And you know the cameras would be all over Coach Prime, because in this imagined alternate reality, Primetime himself would be reacting like only he can, standing at the podium with sunglasses on, saying something iconic like, "My baby boy earned every dollar of that contract, and Dallas, I all better be ready." And suddenly, the Sanders family becomes the center of the sports universe. Meanwhile, Cowboys Nation would be losing its collective mind, fans running into the streets with Shedeur Sanders jerseys before the ink has dried, people camping out at a T&T stadium, sports stores selling out in minutes, thousands of videos uploaded across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, with fans screaming into the camera about how the future has arrived, how the Cowboys just secured the spark, the swagger, the leadership, and the magnetic personality they've been craving for years, and how Shedeur Sanders, armed with his natural poise, deadly accuracy, and clutch DNA is about to turn the Cowboys' offense into something unstoppable. Imagine Shedeur stepping onto the practice field for the first time in that silver helmet and star logo, surrounded by talent at every position. CeeDee Lamb stretching out one-handed catches in warm-ups, Brandon Cooks streaking down the sideline, young receivers lining up to prove themselves, running backs eager to take handoffs from the new franchise cornerstone, the offensive line snapping into laser-focused formation, and the entire stadium buzzing because for the first time in years, Cowboys fans truly believe that the future is bright, explosive, and dripping with possibility. And imagine how the Dallas offense transforms with a quarterback like Shedeur Sanders in this fictional setup. Suddenly, the playbook opens up like a blooming flower, with new formations, run-pass options, trick plays, deep bombs, designed quarterback runs, off-platform throws, and the kind of improvisational magic that turns every drive into a highlight reel, something Cowboys fans haven't seen since the days of Romo or even Eichmann. And the media frenzy would be unreal. Every podcast, every talk show, every reaction channel analyzing this trade from every angle, breaking down every possible impact, debating whether the Cowboys just built a dynasty or mortgaged their future, whether Shedeur will live up to the hype, whether the pressure of the star will elevate him or test him like nothing before, and whether Coach Prime will become the unofficial co-architect of the new Cowboys era. Now, imagine the press conference in this alternate universe. Jerry Jones takes the microphone with that trademark grin and says something like, "This isn't just a football decision, this is a generational decision. Dallas deserves the best, and today, the best is wearing our star." Then Shedeur steps up, dripping confidence, saying, "Dallas, I'm here. I am ready. I am built for this. I've been preparing for this moment my whole life," and the crowd erupts like a volcano because they know they are witnessing the birth of a new chapter. And think about the ripple effect across the league. Free agents suddenly wanting to come to Dallas, national TV networks fighting for Cowboys games, season tickets selling out in record time, sponsors throwing contracts at Shedeur left and right, and every kid in America wanting a blue and silver 2 jersey. And the hilarious part? In this fictional world, the haters would be louder than ever. Eagles fans making jokes, Giants fans coping on Twitter, Commanders fans saying the contract is insane, analysts claiming the Cowboys gave up too much. Yet deep down, everyone knows the truth. If Shedeur Sanders succeeds, if he lives up to the potential, if he becomes the superstar this alternate scenario imagines him to be, then the Cowboys have just set themselves up for a decade of dominance. And imagine the chemistry between Shedeur and CeeDee Lamb becoming legendary. The memes, the celebrations, the custom handshakes, the sideline camera moments, the media praising the connection as one of the most dangerous quarterback-receiver duos in the league. Picture the Cowboys going on a winning streak, the stadium packed every Sunday, fans chanting SHEDEER, SHEDEUR, as the young quarterback scrambles, rolls out, fires laser-accurate darts down the field, commands the huddle with confidence, and seals victories with game-winning drives. And through all of this, the legend of Coach Prime hovers in the background like a proud father watching the NFL's newest superstar shine under the brightest lights. This monumental, world-building fictional narrative is the kind of thing that would turn the NFL upside down, ignite fan bases across the world, and make the Dallas Cowboys the most watched, most discussed, most electrifying team on the planet. Because if this wild, cinematic universe existed, where Shedeur Sanders becomes the $300 million face of America's team, then we wouldn't just be talking about football, we'd be talking about culture, influence, branding, family legacy, and entertainment, all merging together into one unforgettable storyline that fans would remember for generations. And so as we imagine this alternate football reality, one thing becomes clear. Whether you love the Cowboys, hate the Cowboys, or simply enjoy a good what-if scenario, the thought of Shedeur Sanders stepping into Dallas as the highest-paid young quarterback in history is a story so huge, so dramatic, so packed with potential greatness and massive pressure that you can't look away. You can only sit back, buckle up, and picture the chaos, the excitement, the controversy, the triumphs, and the unforgettable moments that would define the beginning of the Shedeur Sanders era in Dallas. An era that, in this fictional world, could become one of the most thrilling chapters in the entire history of the NFL.